So, question. Was anyone else getting MLP Season 4 finale flashbacks with this season finale? No, really! Did anyone, like, the whole time I was watching this, especially the second half, I was like, I'm getting some serious MLP Season 4 flashbacks here. Yeah, so, this is going to be my review of Star vs. the Forces of Evil Season 3 finale. And if you have not watched it, have not watched the finale, I'll give you guys a couple seconds right out the gate to pause or stop this video, go watch the episode or whatever, and then come back. So, starting now, give you guys a couple seconds to do that. Okay, if you're still here, you either want to be spoiled or you already saw the episode. So, like I said, I got some serious vibes from MLP Season 4, because Meteora essentially became Tyrek. I'm serious, she is instead of draining magic, which she kinda does already, she's draining souls out of people. And it's a lot more haunting than what Tyrek did, because, yeah, there's certain limits, but in here, you see some serious damage by almost called her Tyrek, Meteora. And Meteora, the whole backstory with her, God, that was fucking depressing. That was a major thing. Wow. And it really also, you know, in the first half of this is that Marco and Tom lead this band of, this team together to slow down Meteor while Star goes looking for Moon, who has lost her memory after being fatally wounded by, nearly killed by Meteor when her and Eclipse had tried to stop her together. And yeah, this is that is interesting in itself. That Star goes around looking for Moon, who has lost her memory, and not only that, she's lost her clothes. Yeah, that was a thing. I mean, you don't see anything, but because it's all covered by her long hair, but you can clearly tell, like, oh, there's nothing under there, is there? Huh. Hey, how you doing? Anyway, so Star is now acting queen, because her father can't rule for shit, and it's still going to carry on because Moon is still missing. Moon is still missing, and it's going to be interesting to see where that goes, of Star, because if you thought the world of Mewni was fucked after you know what Toffee did, Meteora just did a whole lot worse. Because not only is Moon gone, Star is now forced to be a queen. The kingdom is pretty much fucked. She also found out that the butterflies are not related to Eclipse, and, you know, the whole family history is screwed in that. Not only that, she also gave the wand back to Eclipse, who ran off at the end of this. Yeah. So, to recap, Mewni's in a whole lot worse place. And I would not be shocked if they did a Ragnarok kind of thing, especially with what happens at the end, because I already am getting some Thor Ragnarok kind of feelings already. Anyway. So, let's get back to the whole thing here. A lot happens in here, like, Tom finds out that Marco and Star did kiss, which, you know, hallelujah. But yeah, and I'm like, I don't care. I just want I want Star and Marco to get together. I don't care about you, Tom. I never cared about your relationship. In fact, I fast forward through half the shit they did with Tom and Star. I really did, because I did not fucking care. I just did not give a single zero negative fuck about that. Why even do it? Because no one wanted it. I mean, if you dug Tom and Star, that's totally fine. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna bear a grudge against you or anything. Me personally, and the vast majority of the Star fandom, gave absolute zero fucks about that. In fact, I know a ton of people who were justifiably pissed off about that, because you were just dragging it out. That's the big thing, is that it was just dragging out what we already knew. It was just like, oh, don't do what Ross and Rachel did in Friends. No. You know it's bad when I have to reference Friends. Actually, it's a good thing, because Friends is actually a really good show. I sometimes rewatch it. Anyway. where was I going with this? But yeah, so what we can also take away from this is that Glossaric got a new voice. Yeah, and that voice comes from Keith David. You know, the voice of Goliath. Oh boy, the moment I heard that voice, I was like, Keith David! If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Gargoyles fan, so whenever Keith David shows up in anything, I just freak out immediately, because Gargoyles is my #1 animated show. More than Gravity Falls, more than, you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender or Young Justice, it's Gargoyles. Which, incidentally, I know Greg Weisman did Young Justice, so, yeah. But I digress. So, Keith David is the new voice of Glossaric, which they even, like, I find it hilarious that they even note that. Like, Star even has this note of, oh yeah, that, does he have a new voice? I guess he does. So, yeah. The other thing, like I said, is that, we see Eclipse with her wand again. You know, she gets the wand back, and god damn is she powerful. Like, it took all of under a minute for her to take down Meteora, which she turns back into a child, which had to have been her end game. Because yeah, I'm still not fully convinced. I mean, she might be good, but she's a lot more complex than what we thought. But I still don't say I can trust her right out the gate. It's the same thing with Lotor in Voltron. I don't fully trust Lotor, even though he's done. You know, he killed Zarkon and all that. There was a moment at the end of the episode of the season finale of Voltron that made me go, "Yeah, I still don't. You know, I still don't fully trust you, dude. There is no way that you had that much of a heel turn. You did not pull a Zuko, my friend. You did not pull a Zuko." And it's the same thing with Eclipse, because Glossaric said, you know that word he's been saying this whole time, Globgor? Yeah, it turns out that's the name of her husband, who is frozen underneath their monster home. And by the way, I know I've said this before, but seriously, Globgor, now that we have a name for him, Globgor seriously looks like Trigon from Teen Titans. No, really, look, especially in that scene where you see him frozen under the thing. When Eclipse gets the wand back and she goes back with now baby Meteora, she goes under there and finds her, and he just looks massive, and like I said, he looks like Trigon from Teen Titans. So maybe he'll be, like, I guess he's going to be the big Season 4 villain. Just saying. Also, speaking of villains, we have no idea what Ludo's up to. Which, by the way, that whole episode with him and his brother Dennis, man, that was some heavy shit. And I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, like, that's one of the first animated shows. I mean, they've done it before, like in Static Shock, but and Batman Beyond, where they've done this. But this episode, wow, talked about domestic abuse in a way that made me go, wow, that was good. Like, I mean, I'm not saying domestic abuse is good. I'm saying how they handle that issue was fantastic. So I was like, god damn. That was really good, because I gotta be honest, guys, I really just kind of slogged through the rest of Season 3. After Toffee died, and, you know, after Eclipse came back, I was kind of like, I don't... Like, a lot of the episodes I just did not give a shit about, because it was very clear they were meandering. Just like they were... It was the same... They did this in Rebels, too, where Rebels had, like, a strong intro, or kind of a strong intro, because, yeah, some seasons didn't have the best. And then they kind of meandered in the middle and had a strong finish, or kind of strong finish, depending on who you are. So yeah, it was kind of, that's what I've been feeling with Star this season, where it had a strong intro and a strong outro, but it didn't feel like it just meandered in the middle. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. I can't, you know, I know a lot of you guys are like, yeah, everything in the middle just kind of, like, there are some good things, like, again, the Ludo episode in this season, as well as some episodes dealing with the monsters and whatnot. But on the whole, I could give zero fucks about it. I really could. So maybe Season 4 will do what Rebels did and tighten up the season, like maybe less episodes to make it a lot more cohesive plot, maybe. That's what I like, and that really worked for Rebels Season 4, by the way. That really worked for Star Wars Rebels Season 4, of making less episodes and making it a lot more cohesive and less meandering. But yeah. Did I like this season finale? Yeah, especially, considering where this has left Star as a person. Because now her mother's gone, her kingdom's in worse shape than when Toffee showed up, and not to mention, her wand's gone. I mean, she has her supermuman form, as I call it. Maybe she'll go like supermuman god supermuman, or, supermuman ultra instinct, or... I don't know, that's actually the strongest one, so never mind. So yeah, maybe Star will... Because, again, I wouldn't put it past them, because the main thing about Star is that it's very anime-influenced, much like with Steven Universe, where it's very anime-influenced, so I would not be shocked if they, Star starts training and gets new... her Mumin form actually gets way more powered up. Her supermuman form gets way more powered up, so that could be the case, because again, they obviously said, the creators of the show said, the main inspirations for this were Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. So, I would not be shocked if they looked at Super and went, we can do that for Star! Let's give her Supermuman Blue, or Supermuman Ultra Instinct. Anyway. But I'm really interested, because also I'm gonna get I'm also getting some already, Thor Ragnarok, feelings already, because I have this feeling that in Season 4, Mewni is gonna be destroyed. I guarantee you that, because Mewni, it got screwed by Toffee and Ludo, it got way fucked up by Meteora, so, when Globgor shows up, and depending on how they play out Eclipse, because again, I'm still not fully convinced that, she's on the side of the angels yet. There's a good chance that Mewni is going to get destroyed and the Mewmans are going to be displaced. Along with the monsters and everything else. So, yeah. Anyway, also, nice to see some more Starco, fucking finally. Trying to think of what else, in here I could talk about. But again, yeah, also, it does give you a quick thought of, Mewni took some serious damage from Meteora. Their defenses are clearly weakened. One of them, Glossoric's gone again, and the wand is gone on top of that. And Mewni has a history of a lot of bad people, a lot of enemies. So, to quote Lex Luthor in that one god-awful movie, the bell has been rung. God is dead, and the bell has been rung. So, I have a feeling that some people, some very unscrupulous sorts, not just Ludo, are going to look at this situation and go, oh, Magical High Commission is wounded, they're licking their wounds. Glossoric's gone, the wand's gone, and Mewni is in shambles, and the only one leading them is a teenage girl? Oh, goody! Let's go, boys! Anyway, so, there you go, guys. That is pretty much, what did I think of this season finale? Really good, and it really makes a lot for this, a mix-up for a lot of Season 3, because like I said, for me, I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I felt like it meandered a lot. So, if you enjoyed this season, that's totally fine, no ill will against you, but me personally, I was just kind of like, man, I could just fast-forward through a lot of this. But anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of the Season 3 finale of Star vs. the Force of Evil? You guys like it? You guys hate it? And what do you think is going to happen next? I'll see you guys later.